Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Rami. I'm leading DevRel at Metis, and I'm heavily involved right now with the community testing. I see all of your concerns, I see all of your questions, and today we are going to try to answer some of these questions, some of these concerns to um, make the testing go like a bit smoother, make the doubts go away a little bit. Let's get started. We have gathered some questions from the community that need to be answered. So one of the most questions asked were about like the how the network is working, how dev is making progress, how the statistics, like questions about statistics, questions about dApps that are not working, dApps that are having issues or RPC issues and so on. So yeah, today we're gonna try to answer all of that. So let's get started. First question we have is, what is Metis decentralized sequences and why are we doing the ongoing test? So in a brief description, we have been in a rollup for the past 2 years, since more than 2 years since we have started. Like we in rollups, as we started as an optimistic rollup, optimistic rollups have the sequencer entity, which in most rollups also plays the block reducer role. So on L2 it would produce blocks and propagate them to the network, to the PTP network, and on L1 it would batch these blocks that it produced on L2, like the blocks that it accepted from the users on L2. It would batch them and post them on L1. And you might think of like scenarios where this single sequencer that we are running, the foundation is running. Like you can think of scenarios where the sequencer can be decentralized, the sequencer can go down, which can cause like it can lead to catastrophic events if the sequencer just doesn't work anymore, or like the team just, for example, all of the team goes on vacation, nobody was able to revive the sequencer. It might cause a mass exit event in the network. And so like trying to eliminate the single point of failure and trying to give back the ownership of the network to the community, to the users, to the everybody who participates in the network. We have decided to decentralize our sequencers and like in simpler words, to multiply this single sequencers, the single sequencer multiplied to a multiple sequencer. So instead of having one sequencer, you would have like we would be starting with 5, 7 sequencers, 10 sequencers, and then grow, make it make it a scalable operation, make it permissionless in the end, to join as a sequencer to Metis. This is one of our goals also. This would truly give the ownership of the network to the community, to the people. And so yeah, like in short words, the decentralized sequencers eliminate the single point of failure in the network. About statistics, how the statistics have been so far, let me just check the Explorer real quick, because I remember we have started the testing on the block height was 1 million, and right now it is 2,900,000, so almost 3 million. So during the community testing, 2 million transactions were sent to also like let me also check the bot. Yeah, 65,000 users, Telegram users, signed up to the bot to claim their tokens from the faucet. There's also still waiting on the on the faucet, like a big number of users. We will talk about this in a little bit. But everybody who's in the queue, just don't worry. Try to not worry about any of this. You will get your tokens in the end. There's still plenty of time to test. Just stay updated, stay in the loop, and in the end, we are working on fixing the problems, and you will get your tokens. I see we have Nat here. Hey Nat.
Hi Rami, I just hopped on to see if you need any help, but as usual, you're doing an amazing job. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you
All right.
explained the sequences very well. I think the only thing that we should mention is we are the first ones to do it. This is a pioneer thing. We are very proud to be the first to initiate this because our goal, our mission is to decentralize. So this is something that we are very proud of. We are working very hard, and we are very happy to see that you guys are so engaged. Really, the numbers are overwhelming. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for hopping. And yeah, we have a list of questions. But if you have any more questions, feel free to add. We'll be reading them as well. And if we don't have time to answer them today, no worries. You know where to find us. So we'll keep them all in our little book of questions and we'll answer them soon. What's the next one?
Amazing. Thank you, Nat. The next one is, when will the season end? So, as you might already know, there has been the season one, and there will be the season two. Um, there is no, like, I cannot really give a specific date on when season one will end, when season two will start. I think even like this have been given already, but like for me, I'm just working on ending season one and starting season two. But I would say like everybody still has plenty of time to test, plenty of time to participate in the community testing, and even when season two starts, the season one activities will still be there. You will still be able to earn points from season one activities. Like even if season two starts and, for example, you haven't gotten to try, for example, lead tech, and let's say lead tech gets fixed like a day or two after season two starts, it doesn't mean you cannot participate in league tech and earn points from league tech. No, you can still do that. And so like you won't lose anything. The points won't decrease. The faucet won't stop working. This sounds ironic, I know, but like we will talk about the faucet. There is a long conversation about it later. But yeah, like everything from season one will still be there, will still be working. In addition to some very exciting activities for season two. We can move on to the next question. Has the dev team achieved their target in the testing? The dev team is continuously achieving their targets, continuously finding bugs and squashing them. And like this is, we should all keep in mind that this is a community testing. So we should keep in mind that there are a lot of bugs that will be found, and this is something very good because you go to mainnet and like you'll be prepared, everything will be ready for mainnet. There's some bugs that can happen due to like heavy usage, sometimes cannot be found by like just smart contract auditors. And so these types of bug, like scaling issues or scaling bugs, they need to, the only way, one of the only ways to be found is by doing this, by doing the community testing, by having like 100,000 people just go and spam the network with transactions. And so yeah, I would say that the dev team is still achieving their targets, and everything is on track, I would say. There are challenges with the dApps. Will they get fixed before season 1 ends? I can't confirm nor deny, but everybody's working on fixing things. Like I said, like when we saw the like 2 million transactions in 2 weeks, and sometimes like 1 hour of the day there would be a lot of transactions at the same time happening, like just 1 hour of 100 TPS non-stop. This causes like a competition on the RPC. So when 1,000 users are trying to send a transaction at the same time, or trying to fetch some data from the RPC at the same time, the RPC is like, so of course for mainnet there will be I would say like enterprise RPC providers, but this is an in-house RPC that we have built for the community testing. And so like it's very normal that rate limiting happens, which might hold back some of the dApps, which might hold back the faucet bot. So for example, I would explain the Tethys and the faucet issue ahead of the question. Like I know there's a question in the bottom about Tethys and about the bot, but I'll explain the problem right now. And I would say that so for Tethys and for the faucet bot, they're both bots. So they're both trying to send transactions. For Tethys, each transaction that you send for trying to open a position, there's a bot that opens the position for you. All right. So like you would sign a transaction that opens a position on the contract, and the bot allows this position to be opened. I don't know how exactly perps work, but this is give or take how it should be working. All right. So there's the bot. For each transaction that you send for opening a long or shorting, the bot will open a position, will send a transaction to the chain. And at the same time, there are 1,000 users trying to send a transaction to the same RPC, like to the same computer, let's say, and this computer would just reject some of the transactions because like it just cannot take them. The memory is full, or whatever reason, or the transaction would wait for too long. Like if a transaction waits for 120 seconds, it's just immediately rejected. Like you can consider it to be rejected because the node was not able to take the transaction. So this happens a lot, especially with Tethys. Like I think every user is trying to open positions with Tethys, and like for each position that you try to open, there will be one transaction that the bot is trying to send to open this position. And between the time that the bot will be able to open the transaction and the time that you have sent the transaction, there can be like an hour gap until the bot will be able to send the transaction to the network, because of this like huge congestion, and because of sometimes the simply like sometimes the devs can be working on something, on some feature, and the RPC might be down, might be in maintenance. It's very normal during the testing. So like yeah, sometimes it takes time to open a position, so the position won't be opened because the price has changed already, and like just the slippage doesn't work anymore. This is one of the reasons the bot, the Telegram bot, the faucet bot, also the same issue. So the bot has like up till this point 68,000 users signed up. Last time I checked, it was like 2-3 hours ago. I think right now it's increased by like at least 2-3,000 especially because it's like morning right now in some specific areas. So for this reason, because a lot of users try to sign up to the bot, and for example, let's say the RPC is congested, has a lot of congestion, and sometimes cannot take transactions from the bot. Okay, so the queue grows and grows and grows in the bot. All right. So the queue of transactions that the bot needs to send grows big. And then when the RPC starts taking transactions, the RPC just like can rate limit the bot because it's sending too many transactions at the same time. Like imagine having 50, like at some point I saw that it had 15K transactions in the queue, the Telegram bot. So of course it will be rate limited when it's tried to send to all these users. Of course it's going to take an hour to catch up, 2 hours, 7 hours to catch up sometimes. So like it's quite normal. Just don't worry about it. You will get your tokens, your test tokens. I mean, you will get your points. We are working with Metis to figure out a solution. So just try not to worry about it. And even if nothing works out for Metis, for example, or for another DApp, let's say another DApp like deploys and doesn't work, like I think if we, so for example, Leak Tech didn't work from the first place because like of a compatibility issue that they're still working on solving right now. We removed Leak Tech before anybody got points in participating in Leak Tech. So I think like it's fair. Like of course, nobody got to see the magic inside of Leak Tech, which is kind of sad. But like people can now. Nobody got ahead by being able to test Leak Tech, and somebody wasn't able to test Leak Tech. So in my statistics, 0 people completed the Leak Tech challenge, and so it was like just fair to remove it. It wasn't like removing from some users' points or something. All right, enough about this. Enough about RPC issues. Enough about congestion. When can we get a faucet to resume testing? Like I said, the faucet goes in and out depending on how congested the network is. We're still trying to scale things up. We're still trying to scale the RPC to allow for larger transactions. So please bear with us. Like I said, everybody will get their tokens if they send to the bot. You will stay in the queue. The bot will send you a message telling you that, hey, your tokens are ready, and you can just continue your testing. So you have plenty of time, don't worry. Original Metis Podia testnet faucet will be available when a tester runs out of tokens. Cannot confirm nor deny, but I think it will be unfair because like some people would have some technical knowledge that allows them to get unlimited tokens from the original Sepolia testnet faucet because like it's not prepared for such scenarios. So like I said, it would be unfair because some people are not very tech savvy, so they cannot try to like rotate IP addresses or like have multiple fake like or like split their traffic or whatever they can do to trick the website that there are multiple people. The Telegram bot, yeah, of course, like you can go to the phone company and tell them, hey, I need a new SIM card, but like, and create a new Telegram account and talk to the Telegram bot, but that's like much harder than going and switching IP addresses to gain more points, to gain more Sepolia testnet tokens. I hope that everybody got the idea why this is not such a great thing to have the faucet open, the old faucet. Enki joining the testing dApps. Fingers crossed. What should I do when I'm unable to provide LP on hummus? Have patience. Can you explain? So this long and short, we already answered that. Can you explain the point system? Very simple. You test some dApps, you get points. For example, you go and swap on NetSwap, you would get like, what was it, like 300 points for the first time. For the next time, you would get 75% of the 300 points. For the time after it, you would get 75% of the 75% of the 300 points, and so on and so forth. So every time it would be minus 25%. And yeah, like for getting as much points as possible, you need to try to maximize your Metis tokens, because in season 2, like the real magic happens. If you had more Metis tokens, test Metis tokens, like of course when I say tokens, I mean test tokens, right? When you have more Metis test tokens in the season 2, there will be more opportunities to multiply them to like get more and more tokens, like, because also in the end the tokens will contribute to your score, the tokens that you have left over in your account. So even if you had like 0 score, but you had very big amount of Metis tokens, which is like impossible, of course. If you have big amount of test Metis tokens, it means you did a lot of activities to get them, and that's why you would have a huge score. But yeah, the Metis tokens will contribute very positively to your score in the end, like to your final score. They will be taken into account. Will there be rewards in the future for testers? I don't know. When will the season 2 start? I would say like it should start on Monday, but like I said, things like it should start around the beginning of next week, not necessarily on Monday. It can be Monday, Tuesday. Just it's supposed to be next week, but like I said, things in community testing especially can take longer. Things we can find a bug right now that sets us back for like 5 days, 2 days. But if everything on track, it should be next week, the season 2. What other dApps should we expect on season 1? Of course, League Tech, if it gets fixed. There's also a dApp currently that you might already know from the ecosystem, might be very familiar with. So getting points won't be difficult. And even if you're not from the ecosystem, there will be like tutorials how to use it. But I cannot share right now which that will be. It might be on season 1 or season 2. But yeah, same thing, same like idea for score and so on, for how to get score and everything. How many sequencers are currently running? Let me see. Had to speed run all these questions. So we have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sequencers running, and things are looking so good for them. All right. I think these are all the questions. Nat, do you see any other questions in the chat? or do you think some question needs more explanation, more in-depth answer? Nat, Norbert, can you hear me? Okay, so we got live questions. When is season 2 coming, and will it be testnet or mainnet? It will be testnet. When it will be coming, I just answered that. It will be like it's supposed to be next week. We're aiming for next week. But like I said, things can take a turn. How do we share on Twitter for the extra 5,000 XP? I can't find the button anywhere. Sometimes the button takes long to load. Just wait for it, it will load. And if you cannot find the share on Twitter button at all, it means you might not have completed all your activities, all your tasks. So you will need to complete all the tasks that you have in order to see the share on Twitter button. Do you have a mechanism to discount bot actions who may steal the XPs? Of course, there will be bot detection. There can be penalizing for the bots because like bots create an unfair advantage for their owners. Of course, like their owners did the hard work doing writing the bots and so on, but and like the bots actually participated in testing the network, we can say, and like it created this huge congestion which crashed a lot of dApps. But yeah, I would say I would advise you against running and trying to run a bot, or like trying to maximize points with bot activity. I would encourage you to like just do it organically with your hand. Those who miss season 1, can they still qualify for season 2? Of course, yeah. Like I said, season 1 activities will still be running. You'll still be able to claim the tokens. You'll still be able to participate in the season 1 activities, even when season 2 is running. No more questions. Do we have a cap on the XPs one can get? No. Like, of course, I can go a little bit into detail. If you mean a cap, like a maximum amount of XP that someone can get, no. But from a single task, let's say like the swap on NetSwap. If you swap once, you'll get 300 points. If you swap twice, you'll get like 300. You have the 300 points from the first time, and you would get also like how much? 225 points for the second time. Third time you would get less. You would get less each time, and then at some point, like you would find yourself not increasing more than 1,200, which is 4 times the amount of the tokens that you got for the first activity. But in season 2, there will be activities that give you tokens non-stop, that give you points. Sorry, non-stop, like no deduction on the points. Like you wouldn't get like 75% second time you do the activity. No, you would get the full amount. Do you have? Yeah. Oh, we already answered that. Are rewards dependent on having a certain number of points? Are rewards dependent on having a certain number of points? Cannot confirm nor deny. Does Enki give points for testing? Yeah, Enki will give points for testing. All right, we wait for. Here we have another one. How to get tokens when you run out during testing. How to get tokens when you run out during testing. I don't know. You try to figure that out. I cannot tell you, like, because like when you run out during testing, we have designed the Telegram bot to give you tokens only once per person. So I cannot tell you how to get more tokens if you run out, because you already got your tokens outside. So yeah, just try not to run out, by the way. Is it compulsory to complete all tokens? I assume that, yeah. It's not compulsory, of course, but if you complete all the tasks, you'll be able to share on Twitter and get a 5,000 point increase in your points. So like it's definitely worth it to complete all the tasks because like it puts you at an advantage if you complete all of them. If you like put in the hard work and the commitment and the patience, of course, very important. Yeah. Can we bridge testnet tokens? Is there a bridge? Interesting why you might ask that. I hope you don't have a way to. Oh, yeah. Okay, there is a bridge. Correct. Nat, Norbert, do you see any more questions? When is DA going back to Ethereum? Is it during the test? I can say it's not during the test, but it's soon. We're planning to do it soon. So the plan is to do it with mainnet. Once we do mainnet, yeah. All right. I think we have answered a lot of questions. We might have spilled some beans here and there, but I hope all is good. Thank you everyone for listening in, for watching, and always remember to have patience, to wait always, to not spam bots and so on, because like the problem that like one of the problems that caused the bot to like crash was like a lot of users just sending a lot of messages to it, and like it didn't have time to respond to all the messages, even like it didn't have time to read all the messages. So when you're spamming the bot, remember that you're sabotaging yourself, or like when you're spamming the network, you're sabotaging yourself. Um, you might be crashing the bot, you might be crashing something in the network, and you might lose your chance to like do something good on the network to get tokens. Just my real advice here is to have patience, and like of course not just for community testing, for everything. And yeah, thank you everybody.